A challenge made against Christians is that we have blind faith, meaning that our beliefs in God and the Bible are baseless, having no evidence to back them up. This could not be further from the truth. Let's look at this claim and put it to the task. First, we want to go through the idea that there is no evidence to believe in God. Belief in God. Not too long ago, a new movement of non-believers coined as the New Atheists started what looked like a campaign against belief. Despite their name, there was nothing new about the New Atheists. Their arguments are the same as they always have been. Let's break them down one by one. Who created God? An old Soviet rebuttal of God came back into fashion thanks to the New Atheists. That is, if everything is created, then who created God? Believe it or not, yes. This is an actual argument atheists use to attempt to debunk the idea of a God. The elephant in the room, of course, is that no Christian, anywhere, has ever believed in a created God. They seem to have missed the point entirely that Christianity teaches that God created time, space, and matter, meaning he could not have been created in any kind of materialistic way, as the atheists would like to believe that would believe. So while they do a good job of disproving the idea of a created God, this argument doesn't even begin to address the question of an all-powerful Alpha and Omega eternal God. Thanks, atheists, for proving all other gods as false. But just FYI, God had already done this in Egypt. Interestingly enough, the Soviets were wise enough to abandon this notion in the 50s once the Big Bang theory became the best theory of explaining how the universe came to exist. New atheists didn't get the memo, apparently. The God of the gaps. This argument goes like this. The more we learn about our world, the more we can explain without having to use a God to understand it. They argue that the more these gaps are filled with knowledge, the less we need God. Again, by letting the atheists get away with phrasing the argument, we begin to argue with something that is not even our belief system. Christians believe because of what we know about the world, not in spite of it. The more science reveals about nature and the universe, the stronger our faith becomes. The world we live in is a wonderfully complex, highly intelligible place that reveals God's wisdom and power to us. What we see in the universe is exactly what we would expect to see if there was a God. The laws of nature, the variety of life, the beauty of our world, and all of the order of the natural world is a testament of evidence pointing towards a creator God, not the opposite. Scientist and mathematician John Lennox puts it this way: by studying internal combustion in university does not remove the need for Henry Ford to have created it in the first place. As we delve deeper into the intricacies of life and the universe, we stumble upon one of the most debated topics in science and religion: evolution. This theory has been a cornerstone of biological sciences, and has often been used to challenge the existence of a creator. However, let's take a closer look. Evolution, as it is widely understood, is a process that uses existing information to form new sequences. It is often mistaken as a creator of life forms, but it merely reshapes what is already there, often resulting in a loss of function. Interestingly, not a single occurrence has been recorded where a mutation, guided by natural selection, has created something entirely new. This is a significant revelation that challenges the very core of the theory. In the 2016 annual Royal Society meeting, a group of leading evolutionary biologists openly expressed their doubts about this mechanism and called for a new theory. This wasn't a sudden development, but a culmination of long-standing concerns within the scientific community. Far from being a threat, these developments are music to a Christian's ears. They highlight that the more we understand our natural world, the stronger the case for a creator becomes. Those who once confidently championed evolution as a counterpoint to God are now re-evaluating their stance. So where does this leave us? As Christians, we can look forward to the advances in science with optimism. As science pushes the boundaries of our understanding, it only brings us closer to God, not further away. After all, the universe in all its complexity and beauty points towards a creator. The problem of evil. If God is omniscient, omnipotent, and benevolent, why does evil exist in the world? This argument, often posed as a challenge to God's existence or his omnipotence, is a deeply emotional one. Many Christians grapple with this issue, yet the answer might be simpler than it seems. Consider for a moment a world filled with automatons, created by God to serve him unquestioningly. But is that what God truly desired? Or did he, in his infinite wisdom, grant us free will, the autonomy to choose to serve him out of love rather than obligation? Consider your own family. Would you want your loved ones to care for you because they're programmed to do so, or because they genuinely love you? The answer seems clear. Unfortunately, free will came with its own set of challenges. Satan, the devil, challenged God's eternal right to rulership, setting in motion a series of events that resulted in the existence of evil in the world. This challenge to God's authority will soon be resolved, and Satan, along with death, will be cast into the lake of fire. A new heaven and a new earth will be established, where sorrow, pain, and death will cease to exist. In conclusion, while the new atheists may argue convincingly against a God of their own creation, they fall short of truly understanding, let alone disproving, the God of the Bible. As we delve deeper into our understanding of God and His creation, we only find more evidence of His existence, not less.